Edition Zero is probably the biggest gravel race in New Zealand. Think of it as New Zealand's version of Unbound. People from all over the country descend on the town of Waimate for a weekend focused on one thing: gravel. There's an expo run on the Friday with booths from a bunch of different companies, both local and domestic. And then on Saturday is the race. There are 3 lengths. The mains at 240 k's, the entree at 140, and the snack at 80 k's. This year, because it's my first ever gravel race, and I only have 1 week to recover afterwards before the race the following weekend, I will be doing the entree, the 140. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Isaac, I'm 18, I live in New Zealand, and I normally race and ride mountain bikes. I do a lot of endurance events, and my focus is on getting the best result I can, whether I'm competing against myself or other people. And I'm sometimes called a bit of a cyclopath. On paper, gravel racing should be perfect for me. Longer off-road races suit my skill set almost exactly. But one problem: I don't have a gravel bike. I've got a bike. This is a Norco Search XR-A2. It's an aluminium gravel bike that retails for about 1,500 Australian New Zealand. I have currently been loaned it by a member of the local mountain bike club to race on. As you can see, it's set up quite relaxed. The guy who owned it's an older guy, just kind of uses it for commuting. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop into the workshop, we're going to adjust the geometry a bit, take off some of the bits and bobs he's got on there to make it ready to race. So I'm just stopped here on the side of the road, and I'm just stopping every now and then to keep adjusting my position on the bike, trying to get it dialed in, because we've made some fairly significant changes to how it rides. We've inverted the stem and we've swapped the spacer up, so it immediately means the front end's way lower than it was set up when I got it. I'm also adjusting the saddle setback and seat height to get my leg length extension right. I'm also going to be playing around with the tyre pressure a little bit. All of these things I'll be adjusting to try to dial in my fit on the bike and get the ride feel how I like it to get the most out of this bike. At the moment, what I'm noticing is the
What are they? The Tiagra shifters are a bit uncomfortable. Like, they have this large knob on the side which sits in a weird spot, and where my hand sits on top of the grip shifter, my fingers keep bumping into the pedals and I can't sit it and wrap my hand around nicely. It just doesn't sit right for me. I'm also noticing that these Vittoria Treno dry tyres seem to feel quite sluggish, but that could just be the weight of the bike as well, because I think it's almost 10 kilos, the alloy flame. I will weigh it when I get back home. Okay, so those were some major washboards. I'm not sure how much of that came through on the camera with the stabilization, but I could not see straight where that four-wheel drive was coming up the road. Just that section there, it was so rutted, and it was could not even pedal. It was getting bounced off the bike. That's ridiculous. I see why some people run suspension forks on their gravel bikes now. That's a really good example of the diversity of these South Canterbury back roads. Some of them are like so smooth they're almost paved, you could take a road bike on them. Other ones are just so rutted and chunky that you wouldn't want to take a mountain bike. I know the mains course for Edition Zero is going over Myers Pass, and that is some of the chunkiest volcanic gravel I have ever seen, and I struggle on that on a mountain bike, so I do not envy those who are doing the mains. I'm kind of happy I'm just doing the Entree this year.
On the Friday before the race, we drove up to Waimate to the expo and to pick up my race packet and number plate. When we got there, the expo was only just starting. We did arrive at 3 o'clock when it was supposed to start, so half of the companies hadn't even set up their stalls yet. But it was really cool to have a look around, look at some of the different stations. There was a local guy who makes bikepacking bags. There was the Shimano had a stand there that had some pretty cool bikes. It was awesome just to have a poke around. I think some of the other sponsors arrived later, so they had spaces but they hadn't set up their stalls yet. One thing that was really cool is along the path to the scout hall where they were holding the registrations and the packet pickup, they had written down the names of every single Edition Zero participant, and they spelt my name wrong. Okay, picked up the packet, we had a look around, then we headed back home.
Okay, so I have just gotten back from the Edition Zero Expo. I have picked up this. This is my race packet. Came with a whole bunch of cool little knickknacks. Got a bottle, got a t-shirt. I did buy the bottle and t-shirt. I got booklet, chain lube, my race number, and with some zip ties, some more zip ties, bike cleaner, biodegradable, butter me up. I think that's a food, not like a butter, and also some chamois butter. Better not get those two confused. All the butters for all the places. Got this, which is like a bandana thing. Actually, it's actually really cool. It's got the logo on it. It's got this awesome artwork that the team have done up for this year's edition. That was all the stuff that's in the packet. I might even wear that tomorrow. Take that with me. I'm using the bottle. So the idea with this is it's got my number on it. It's the same as what's on my plate. I put whatever I want in that. I drop it off at the morning. They take it out to the aid station and it'll be there when I come through. So I can pick up that bag, take whatever I want out of it and load whatever I want back into it. And then they'll bring that back to the finish line, same as the start line, after the race is over. What I'm doing for hydration, I'm going to run this 2-litre bladder in this Deuter Hydrolyte 2-litre pack. It's got little straps on the outside so I can chuck my jacket on the outside if it gets too warm. It is forecast to start quite cold. I think it's like 9 degrees and then maybe rain. So I'm going to bring my Rab Cinder rain jacket. I've also got this DHB Lab vest gilet, which I absolutely swear by. This is my favorite bit of kit that I own. It is absolutely amazing. It folds down to nothing. It's got some nice venting up the back and it's waterproof. I will probably be wearing that all day. I'll be running this. This is a DHB Merino short sleeve jersey. It's a merino blend, so it stays warm when it's wet and it's a slight bit thicker. It's a nice walnut color. On the back we've got 3 pockets and we've also got a zip pocket for keys and stuff, which is also really cool. And I have gloves, arm warmers and leg warmers all from DHB as well, which I will decide in the morning which combinations I'm going to wear. For bibs, they're still in the washing. They're coming out now, but I'll be running the DHB Ultra Bib shorts. They've got a nice pocket on the side and they've got a pad that I found really works really well for me for longer distance stuff. Running my normal POC Omni helmet and Smith Wildcat glasses. In terms of bags on the bike, I'm running this Restrap Race top tube bag and this unbranded saddle bag, which I've had knocking around forever. In here we have a tube, master link pliers and chain breaker with spare master links, a multi-tool, tie levers. In there is a Topeak rescue box, which has got some really nice glueless patches as well. In here, this is where all my snacks and food is going to go. I think I'm going to chuck half in there and half in the bag, which will get taken to the start. I'm also going to chuck the batteries for my action camera. So I've got 3 spare and 1 in there. Those will go in there as well. I've got these, which are Revy strips. These are caffeine gels, basically. If I get really done, I'm going to pop a couple of those. I'm going to throw that in there as well, because I've also got this, which is a little first aid kit, which has got bandages and stuff in there. On some meds if I need it. It's a nice little camera bag. I love carrying it. That's my race first aid kit. Cool. See you in the morning. So it's 7:05 and we've just arrived in Waimate for the start of the Edition Zero Gravel 2023. Oh, I'm really tired. See how this goes.
They started us out in the velodrome, the same place we'd finish. There they gave us a safety briefing before they rolled us out towards the road. Here you can see some of the people we're going to be in a group with. On the left here, the lady in the blue and white helmet.
And the guy in the orange ahead of us, just rounding the corner, he's going to be the guy we end up coming into the sprint finish with. So it's kind of cool to see the people around us that we're going to end up doing the race with. Okay, the start was a neutralized start on the street outside the park where we'd finish. So we all rolled out together behind the follow vehicle. Here I start at the back because I'm really unsure about the skill level of everyone around me. I don't know how fast I'm going to go, and I know it's a long race, so I kind of start at the back. But then I see how fast everyone else is moving. I'm like, okay, I'm going to try and move up a little bit here. So you can see the column rounding the corner ahead of us, and I'm pushing up a bit. We cross this bridge here, the follow vehicle moves out of the way, and the speed increases dramatically. You can already start to see it, how much everyone's surging. You can see some of the people I'm going to end up racing around. The dude in the yellow here, we're going to be with him for quite a while, and the dude in the green as well, and the grizzle. I have my camera in an absolutely horrible position, and my hydration pack is flapping in the face. Here we hit the first gravel section, we bomb down this hill, cross this bridge, and then there's this really sharp pinch climb. The group's held together fairly well up until this point, but it absolutely blows apart right here. And people scattered everywhere. Everyone's dumping hundreds and hundreds of watts into this hill trying to stay together. It's absolute chaos. There's dust, there's everything. Everyone managed to stay on their bikes, I think, which is good for the first gravel section. And the whole thing just gets strung out, and now everyone is chasing and pushing. The groups kind of get solidified in this next 20-30k. The lead group gets ahead, and the chase groups kind of start to build. You see we've joined a chase group. We've got the guy in the green again, the guy in the yellow, and the lady with the blue and white helmet. So we're going to be working together up some of these shorter pinch climbs and these rolling hills outside of Waimate. And we're going to be moving up and down. So these short hills really take it out of your legs, and I probably burnt some matches here that I didn't have to. Here, we're just going to stop it here. I'm waving my hydration pack in front of the camera because I have just tried to take a drink from it, and the water is spicy. The water is not supposed to be spicy. I borrowed my brother's hydration pack and did not clean it. So the water does not taste good, and I am not drinking that. So we're dumping that pack as soon as we get to the aid station. Luckily, we've got enough water in our bottles to keep us going. And we see another group in the distance, so we're again motoring, trying to catch up with and consolidate this chase group. We hit this short, sharp gravel pinch climb, which really takes it out of legs, just after we met up with the group we were chasing. And you see the camera motor go past us there, and this is where I think we lose some people off the back here. So we kind of consolidate a group of about 6 or 7 of us over the top of this climb here. And here we have this wonderful video of my knee because I didn't get the camera position right, but here I work out that I'm much more confident descending than a lot of the other guys we're with are. So I make up a lot of the gaps on the descents here. So we're going to hold it on that for later. So we get into larger hills here. We're at the foothills of the mountains. There's long extended downhills. We can see we can really motor along here, but the climbs are also longer. So we get into this, and our group is about the same size, but I'm starting to fade a bit here. We get through the rolling hills and onto a flat, slightly downhill incline for about the next like 8Ks, and we are pulling turns, we are pushing hard. We are moving towards the aid station, it's not that far away, and we are really boosting it to get there. So then we hit this climb. This is the last climb before the aid station. We're at about 65Ks, the aid station is at 70, and I get dropped off the back. After taking some hard pulls on the fast roads earlier, I do not have anything left in the legs. I'm kind of thinking I'll catch them on the downhill on the other side. I'm thinking it's steeper than it actually is, so I don't push quite as hard to stay with the group as I have on the hills leading up. The downhill is not as fast as I thought it was. It's not going to be as steep and technical, so I have less of an advantage, and I get dropped off. And you can see here, I am basically riding solo to the aid station. It's only a couple of Ks though, so it's not too bad. I did forget to record my run through the aid station, but I dumped my hydration pack, grabbed new bottles, and went through as fast as I could. You can see just before we had a couple of guys who fell off the group on the climb as well, just came through, and I am pushing out of the aid station solo, trying to get as much of a gap as I can, but my legs are still absolutely cooked, but I'm pushing as hard as I can. I get caught by the group I was with over the climb, and I sit on their wheels for about 5 minutes, but I'm still really toasted. I'm probably running at a calorie deficit. I have not eaten enough food this whole run, so I am bonking. And it's starting to sink in that we're only about halfway through, so this is quite a demoralizing time. And I get dropped. I lose the wheel. You can see them ahead of me there. I am no longer in the group, so I am riding solo for what I think is going to be the rest of the way home. And I'm in a bit of a dark place at this point. I'm underfed, it's super hot, and this false flat is absolutely killing my legs. You see here, they get further and further away until I can see absolutely no one. I'm all alone. You can see in the distance there, I had a couple of guys, the yellow CP guy and another lady there came past me, and I just could not hold the wheel, and I got dropped off the back there too. So we crest the top of one of the larger hills. We're at the foothills of the mountains, and I can't see anyone. I think I'm going to be all alone. And then this guy shows up. I'm so sorry I can't remember your name, but you were a lifesaver. I think it's Mark. I'm going to go with Mark. This is Mark now. I jump on Mark's wheel, and I've had some food at this point. So the combination of the food, someone who's riding a bit slower and at my pace, is amazing. So we start bombing down this descent, and the combination of the descent, the food, and someone else who is riding at about my speed just brings life back into me. So Mark and I here pull turns through the rest of the steeper hills at the base of the mountains and out onto some of the paved road sections. So we see some people ahead of us, and so we start absolutely motoring. I've got energy back, I've got legs back. Pushing this hard is going to be a bit of a downfall for me. But at the moment, I feel great. I'm pushing, we're taking turns. We can see some people in front of us. We're like, awesome, more people to jump on. And we'll be able to draft off, so it'll be worth the effort. And these nice, smooth paved road. And then
I have officially been dropped again.
there's no one around. And yeah, no. I burnt too many matches, did not eat enough, and yeah, I got dropped again. We're about...
Yeah, there's no one left to see. Okay, I'm taking a Revy strip. It's a caffeine strip. I am very much, almost dead. Okay. I'm about 24 days to go. We've just hit 5 hours riding. Total distance is 116 k's. I think we're totally sliding under the 6-hour mark. I don't know where I stand in the overall. I have a feeling I'm...
Here is where my camera dies. We quickly stop, we swap out the battery, and we get back on the road. And again, we are motoring now. The clock is ticking. I think I'm going to come in under 6 hours, and that is now my goal. So we are really pushing it here. The Revy strips have done its work. I've fixed the camera angle so we can see where we're going now. You get a wonderful view of my head and arm. And we are pushing it. Oh, I see the photographers. I'm like, okay, I'm going to call and blow through this corner. And we keep pushing. I'm singularly focused on getting in under 6 hours, and I've got energy now because I had caffeine, so I'm just pushing as hard as possible. Up ahead here, we can see a group that passed us earlier, so that motivates me even more. Here in the car here on the left, that's race director Angus. We say hi to Angus, and we keep pushing. We're getting close to the group. We can see they're going a lot slower than I am, so the goal is catch up with them and push past them. Maybe work with them a little bit, but I don't really want to. So we wheedle our way up to the group, and we sit on the wheel a little bit, and then we push through. Because they're going a lot slower than we want to be going right now. So, like, no, we're not waiting for them. We need to be in under 6 hours. We push past, we bomb down the first gravel section that we hit on the way out. We're now riding back, and we have this long downhill pavement road section here into a headwind. I push really hard, I try and drop them off the wheel, hoping that I've got enough energy to hold them off. I managed to drop all of them, but one guy bridges up to me. This is Bart. Bart and I are going to be riding all the way to the finish together. Bart and I pull turns in this headwind, which is actually kind of good, and we drop the rest of the people he was riding with far behind us. So Bart and I roll turns back into town, and then once we get into town, I am glued to his wheel. I'm not pulling anymore, and we both slow down knowing that there's going to be a sprint coming. We take this final corner into the park. You can now hear the crowd. We run for the tape, cyclocross style, towards the velodrome. We have 2 laps of velodrome to complete before we finish. So I am trying to conserve all my energy up to this point, knowing that there's going to be a sprint in the velodrome. So Bart leads us in. I'm still staying as close to his wheel as I can, but we're going slow. This is not like a draft at the moment. And we roll in this final turn into the velodrome. We have 2 laps to go. And here's where it goes wrong. Start sitting behind Bart, and then I open it up and I push. This is going well. We've made a gap.
Oh, here's Isaac Gearland, number 243.
I am pushing hard, but I've gone too early.
Hey Isaac, is it your 18th birthday? Happy birthday, Isaac! How about that?
We complete the first lap and we're going to the second lap. The legs just aren't doing it, and you can see Bart wheels me in really quickly. As we're reaching the turn of this final corner, I start to fade.
He's also getting the bell lap. Oh, look out, Isaac! He's gonna get ya! We got a race on, here we go! Make some noise! Come on. Yeah, don't deny the birthday boy there, well done! What a crucial way to finish. Well done. Happy birthday as well, by the way. Yes. Got a Bart,